Coming up on News 2, many schools, businesses, and even bus service halted for the day as torrential downpours caused flash floods and rock slides along roadways. We will have the latest on the weather. Plus, the count continues for the general elections. We'll have an update. Also, thanks to tips from bystanders, police arrested 2 burglars when they tried to get away after robbing a house on Tuesday. Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Guman-Singh. Topic on Newscast. It was a very wet Friday. Parents received word around 12:30 that all public schools, St. Thomas, St. John, and St. Croix were being dismissed around 1 p.m. due to the inclement weather. And parents started picking up their children. School bus service was also available. And then just a reminder, public schools will be closed on Monday, November 10th due to a professional day scheduled. And the following day as well, which is Tuesday, November 11th, to observe Veterans Day. Public Works Commissioner Darrell Small said at 11:30 a.m. the Vitran bus services on St. Croix were interrupted due to the deteriorating road conditions. Torrential downpours caused flash floods and rock slides along the roadways. Bus services on St. Thomas and St. John were still in operation. Vitima and its 911 Emergency Communications Center received reports of flash flooding along Hess Road and in the areas of Hannah's Rest, Peter's Rest, and Humbug between Kmart West and Paquito's Restaurant on Queen Mary Highway, on Melvin Evans Highway between Ricardo Richards Elementary School and Home Depot. Well, our weather forecaster Bernie Reno is standing by with the latest. Bernie?
Flash flood watches continue until early Sunday morning. Doppler radar just shows the bands of rain after rain across the islands extending into Puerto Rico. It's all because of that upper level low. We've been talking about that all week. That's what's triggering the showers and thunderstorms as we speak. This system will be lifting to the north, so the weather will start to improve a little bit tomorrow, but especially on Sunday. Hang on. I have your News 2 AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up in just a little bit, Sandy.
Thanks for that, Bernie. Well, many cancellations due to the weather, and a Toast to the Heart that was scheduled for November 8th, presented by Hope Inc., will be postponed until December 7th. The Division of Special Education's Fall Parent Forum that was scheduled for tomorrow, Saturday, at the Marriott's Frenchman's Reef from about 9 a.m., that also has been postponed until further notice. Also, the meeting of the Centennial Commission on St. Croix tomorrow has been postponed as well. Well, the heavy rains on Friday morning closed the innovative building on St. Croix early. The facilities team were seen pushing and sweeping water from the main lobby. Cars were on the verge of being swept away because of the heavy flooding, and some employees were asked to move their cars to safety. Innovative officials say although the business office and retail stores closed at 11 a.m., customers can still reach customer service. That number is 779-9999. The business office on St. Croix, including the wireless store, will resume normal Saturday hours from 8 a.m. In some other news, counting continues on both districts. Although progress is slow, the latest report we have from the election system was from 9:29 p.m. on Thursday night. For Governor, Kenneth Mapp is still leading at 48.20%, while Donna Christensen is at 37.19%. If Kenneth Mapp goes beyond the 50% line, then there will be no runoff. On St. Thomas's senatorial race, Marvin Blyden retains the top spot, followed by Myron Jackson, Clifford Graham, Tregenza Roach, Jean Ford, and Jeanette Millen-Young. Donald Cole is still at 8th place since Justin Harrigan Sr. overtook him on Wednesday. On St. Croix, there were some changes in numbers, but the order is the same. From the top, it's Kurt Ville, Novell Francis, Samuel Sanis, Kenneth Gittens, Neville James, Terrence Nelson, and Narita O'Reilly. Rocky Liebert is leading at 61.37% for the Senator at-large race. The counting continues for both districts, with St. Croix behind St. Thomas on the count. News 2 will keep you updated. Well, 2 burglars weren't so lucky when they tried to get away after robbing a house on Tuesday. VIPD says they arrested 19-year-old Terrell Johnson and Stephen Malik Moore after tips from bystanders who witnessed the men walking near the condominiums, the St. Croix condominiums, carrying bags. The two were charged with third-degree burglary, grand larceny, possession of stolen property, and trespass when they were arrested November 4th.
Officers located the two individuals and later found various items in their pants pockets, including 2 Beats speakers, 4 cell phones, 2 watches, 1 digital camera, and other jewelry. The canine dogs were also deployed and led officers into the bushes where bags containing an Xbox and a Sony PlayStation were located. Officers conducted an investigation to determine where the items were stolen from. Police later located an area resident who told police that she left her home on November 4th at about 11 a.m. and came back later that same day to find her home ransacked and several items missing. She was able to identify all of the items recovered by police as items that were taken from her home.
Meanwhile, Juvenile Bureau detectives on St. Thomas are requesting the help of the public to locate a runaway missing 15-year-old female minor identified as Ashia Thomas. The minor was last seen on November 6 about 5 p.m. Take a look at the picture there. Concerned citizens reported they saw Ashia Thomas wearing her Ivana Udorican school uniform on a safari bus in the area of Tutu Park Mall. The safari bus was headed towards town. And Ashia Thomas is 5'2", has a brown complexion. She weighs approximately 200 pounds. Police remind the public that although Thomas is labeled as a runaway, it is imperative that she is located as soon as possible for her own safety. Please contact the Juvenile Investigation Bureau on St. Thomas at 715-5540, 715-5542, or 911. All Vietnam veterans living in the Virgin Islands were invited to the 50th anniversary commemoration of the Vietnam War proclamation. That signing took place last Friday at Government House. November 11th is Veterans Day, and the Office of Veterans Affairs has planned events on all 3 islands. On St. John, the parade will be held in Coral Bay. On St. Thomas, the parade begins at 3 p.m. at Adelita Cancrine Junior High School and will end at the Veterans Memorial Park. Now on St. Croix, the parade starts at the Frederiksted Post Office at 9:30 a.m. Now officials from the VA's San Juan office, they're in town to discuss the veterans. The meetings are underway in both districts. Veterans, family members, survivors, and individuals who work with veterans are also invited, and we'll post some more information on the rescheduling dates of some of those meetings. Meanwhile, in recognition of Veterans Day, the Captain Morgan Visitor Center is pleased to offer complimentary tours throughout the month of November for veterans of the United States military branches, including active duty, retired, National Guard members, reservists, and their immediate family members. That's from Mondays to Fridays during November, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The last tour each day begins at 4 p.m. with the exception of November 26th, when the last tour will begin at 1 p.m. The visitor center will be closed on Tuesday, November 11th, however, in observance of Veterans Day holiday. The Senate Committee of the Whole has scheduled a hearing Monday to talk about the new agreement proposed between the VI government and Hovenza's prospective buyer, Atlantic Basin Refining VI. As we reported, the 30th legislature will take testimony on the matter starting at 4 p.m. at the St. Croix Legislature Conference Room. Any residents who want to testify during that hearing have to be listed. Those individuals should contact Rochelle Canero at the Senate President Sean Michael Malone's office. In addition to residents, the hearing will include testimony from the government and ABRVI. Residents are urged to read the prospective agreement, which is on the legislature's website at www.legvi.org. Turn our attention overseas. President Obama huddled with his cabinet this morning ahead of his meeting with congressional leaders. 16 House and Senate leaders had lunch with President Obama at the White House. Most lawmakers have been talking about compromise, but in January, Republicans will control both houses of Congress and will be looking to pass legislation the president and Democrats have opposed. President Obama has set his sights on immigration reform. He plans to take executive action if lawmakers don't act. During the post-election session, that begins next week, Congress must also address a $1 trillion spending bill to keep the government running past December 11th. Meanwhile, keeping our eye on the economy, here's a look at the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. The Dow up 19, Nasdaq down 5, S&P also up. Coming up on News 2, the latest on the weather, what we can expect outdoors this weekend. Bernie's standing by with our weather forecast, plus some other storm information. Plus, this type of weather is a great weather to snuggle with a furry, cuddly friend. The Humane Society has some pets up for adoption. We'll be right back. The Virgin Islands Waste Management Authority says on St. Thomas, the Bavoni landfill and the Household Hazardous Waste Collection Center are currently closed as the road conditions within the facility have deteriorated and are currently deemed unsafe. On St. John, the Susannaburg transfer station was closed at 3 p.m. today, and on St. Croix, the Anguilla landfill, the St. Croix transfer station, and the Peters Rest Convenience Center closed at 2 p.m. today. The territory's landfills and transfer stations will remain closed until the individual situations can be evaluated, they say, once the rainfall has subsided. Residents are asked to refrain from disposing of household waste at the bin sites until after the passage of the inclement weather to decrease any overflow that may occur. Collection schedules will resume as soon as possible after the weather has passed. Residents are also asked to secure all waste or other items that have potential to become wind-blown hazards or may cause blockages to storm drains and waterways. The Montessori to Megan's road race that was scheduled for tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. has been postponed, also due to the weather. It has been rescheduled for the 15th. Count on 2 to keep you updated, and we'll tell you a little more about this fundraiser now in its second year. Coral World Ocean Park, with the support of UVI and Blue Flag USVI, they are preparing for the 5th annual St. Thomas Reef Fest that's coming up this Sunday, November 9th. They say come rain or shine. The Reef Fest community event in past years has been organized by the Sea Grant Marine Outreach Programs, Virgin Islands Marine Advisory Service at the University of the Virgin Islands. Reef Fest is about empowering the local community to protect coral reefs. In store is a full day of fun, activities, and educational programs at Coral World, free admission to Coral World Ocean Park, live music, a reef wrap competition. You can attend marine conservation-related presentations and demonstrations. Also, DPNR advises the public to refrain from using the waters affected by stormwater runoff, stormwater impacted beaches, as well as areas with manholes and stormwater flooding. There may be an elevated health risk to anyone swimming in stormwater impacted areas as a result of increased concentrations of bacteria. All persons should also be aware that stormwater runoff may also contain contaminants or pollutants harmful to human health, and therefore all persons should avoid areas of stormwater runoff, including guts, puddles, and drainage basins. Well, the venue has been changed to the Sugar Bay Ballroom with the exact same lineup from 6 to 11 p.m. That's the word. International Capital and Management Company, they're reminding you of the Jazz in the Park music series as they prepare for their last installment of the year, again scheduled to take place on Saturday, November 8th from 6 to 11 p.m. New York-based Haitian jazz great Buyu Ambrose and the Blues in Red Band, direct from New York, will serve as the evening's headliner. The VI's own Mentorship Through the Arts of Music Alumni Ensemble and Flip Switch Band, they will also entertain a health and wellness expo, a Caribbean cultural exchange, and VI Art Walk, all in store. So fun for the entire family. Again, the venue has been changed to the Sugar Bay Ballroom with the same lineup, and it's from 6 to 11 p.m. Well, here's a little something to brighten up the end of the week. 2 adorable puppies, both boys, came by the studio. They balance each other out. One is playful, the other is very reserved, which is how they got their names. Here's more.
Today we have Kirk and Spock. They are both 6 weeks old. They are Chihuahua mixes. They are very playful, Spock right here is a really good lap dog. Loves to be held, loves to be carried around. Come on down to the Humane Society. We do have some more of these guys running around apparently. And as always, if you need help spay and neutering your pet, please let us know and we will help you in any way we can. Thank you.
Thank you for that. They are adorable. Well, be sure to stick around. We continue to keep an eye on the weather. Your News2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.